All right. How is everybody today? On a Monday, it's March. It is March, just like that, it's March. Good morning, Jim Hamilton. How are you, sir? Good to have everybody with us today. And thank you for bearing with us over the past week. We appreciate that. I got lots of messages, got some cards, got some well wishes and prayers. Thank you so much as you pray for our family. Continue to do so. The funeral is this week, and but I appreciate everybody's thoughts and prayers. We're doing well. Good morning. Good to have everybody with us today. All right. My name is Nick Stewart. This is Sunrise Santa Rosa. Yeah, we missed you too, Corey. God bless you. My name is Nick Stewart. This is Sunrise Santa Rosa. The telephone number to call is 850-771-0049. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. There's always all kinds of stuff going on when you're out, right? We missed you too, Ramona. God bless you. All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Milk Post, for hosting and putting up with everything from last week. And let's get back to it, shall we? Your forecast for today. Showers this morning, becoming a steady rain during the afternoon hours. Thunder possible, high near 76. Chance of rain 60% tonight. Cloudy, rain developing after midnight. Chance of rain 70%. Low 54 if I didn't say that. And then tomorrow, periods of rain, thunder possible, high of only 59. Chance of rain tomorrow, 100%. Oh, you gotta love that. Good morning, risers. That's it. How's everybody? Okay. We're March. And Joe Biden is struggling. He is struggling. And we'll get to all that. And your phone calls and your comments. All right now. Okay? So you look at all the craziness that goes on in the world around us, and it seems to me to be a bit it just seems extreme. Does it seem extreme to anybody else? You look at all the chaos, and it just seems overwhelming. And then you got just personal stuff that goes on amongst just regular everyday stuff, and the things in Washington and all that, it just seems to be brutal. Howard, how are you? So you deal with what you can, right? All right, so let's get to it. Let me put this picture up here because this is pretty interesting. This happened over the weekend. Whoops. Here. This car plowed into the post office. A Myrtle Grove post office is damaged after a driver ran into the front of the building Sunday afternoon. Florida Highway Patrol says the driver, a 73-year-old man, was not injured and his turn signal was still on. And the man says when he pulled up to the front of the building to park, the car kept going. It's so unusual. Troopers tell Channel 3 due to a medical issue, the man pressed on the gas instead of the brake. No one's in the post office at the time of the crash. It was Sunday. It just went through the building. I don't know what happened. Old people. On Friday afternoon, county commissioners visited the construction site of the new county courthouse to see how your bazillions were being spent. Here they are. Touring the economic damage. Commissioner Sam Parker said, "I'm excited that this project is not only on schedule, but on budget too." Well, when you pad the budget by $43 million, Parker also added, "I'm very happy to see this in District 1, which will benefit from the many jobs it will bring to our area." My district. The county courthouse project is expected to cost around $43 million to complete. The new courthouse will have 7 courtrooms, jury rooms, clerk offices, judges' rooms, public defenders, and state attorneys' offices. Opening the courthouse is expected in summer of 2022. You gotta love that. $43 million. Glad to see it's on time and on budget. What happened to under budget? Why not come in under budget and then run a barge into it? How about that? 850-771-0049. Thursday night, Santa Rosa County Commissioners denied moving forward with changes initially proposed to an ordinance in December that would expand existing borrow pits in the county. People living in East Milton and South Santa Rosa feared expanding the borrow pits could contaminate their water supply because the pits are in a designated well field area. Commissioner Bob Cole would like to revisit the ordinance and add more protections to the designated well field area before allowing the existing borrow pits to expand. Some of the protections Cole would like the county to consider are requiring septic tanks in new developments of 20 homes or more, expanding the well field designated area further west, and limit how close the water table borrow pits can go. So they are backing off that because of the backlash, which makes sense. Elizabeth, I know I always go through it. I do miss it when I'm not here. They should have hired Ty Pennington to. Ty Pennington would have cost half that to the courthouse, right? Used recycled materials like pallets and stuff like that. Milton City Council executive meeting tonight. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. Now, are you guys going to be civil? Are you going to take the pledge? Yeah, the removal of that. I mean, it was kind of, I don't know. I see both sides of it, but we really want to protect the drinking water and that kind of thing for those folks. So. 850-771-0049. Take the pledge. Take the pledge to be civil. Tampa police arrested a 12-year-old girl bringing stun guns to school to sell to her fellow classmates. On Friday, a staff member at Coleman Middle School learned from other students that the girl had a stun gun on campus. When the school's resource officer removed her from class, police said she admitted to buying 5 electric stun guns online and bringing them to school to sell to other students, as you would do. According to investigators, the girl said she had sold 3 of the stun guns on Thursday. I don't know what she was selling them for, and I don't know where these kids are getting their cash. According to investigators, the girl said she sold 3 of the stun guns. Officers found 2 black Vipertech stun guns on the student's possession and confiscated them. The girl was charged with possession of a weapon on school property and taken to the Juvenile Assessment Center. The Juvenile Assessment Center. Police said the 3 stun guns the girl sold still have not been found, but the school resource officer is in contact with the parents, asking them to search for the weapons. So you've got this 12-year-old girl selling stun guns on campus, and you've got children buying them. Where do these kids get their money? Anybody? How do kids when you're 12, how do you have enough money to buy a stun gun? Now this girl ordered them online, 5 of them. I'm going to make a neat little profit, unless maybe she was in consumer math or business math. I don't think they have it in 12th grade, but she's savvy. I might make a neat little profit. I'll order them online, sell them at school. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. How would the parents not know the online purchase? Well, because parents have their heads up their backside and they aren't paying attention. They're not being parents. So that's how that happens. And here's what I want to, because listen, here is, well, yeah, we know what that is because they won't do it at the school. But back to this about the parents. So this takes a credit card. An online purchase takes a credit card. So she had to order them from like Amazon or something like that, which had the parent's credit card on there. Look, if you don't have it set up, get alerts on your credit card from Amazon or a purchase thing. Hey, thank you for your purchase from Amazon. I don't know. Bullying is so bad, stun guns are not the answer. But we don't know if that's what it was. Or why. I don't know. It's a stun gun. It's cool. 850-771-0049. But yeah, pretty wild. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission Thursday voted unanimously for a set of rules that would ban owning or breeding 6 types of pythons, the green anaconda, and 9 other high-risk reptiles. The new rules would eliminate commercial breeding and pet ownership of 16 high-risk reptiles, put the high-risk reptiles on the state's prohibited species list, and limiting possession to permitted facilities engaged in educational exhibition, research, or eradication of control activities. So it's Burmese pythons, reticulated pythons, scrub pythons, northern African pythons, southern African pythons. I don't know what that is. Green anacondas, 9 monitor lizards, and all species of tegus and green iguanas, because they're destroying the habitat. They aren't natural or normal for Florida, and they are growing in. They are multiplying. That I showed you a couple weeks ago, that 16-foot python that they found in Tampa, 16 feet, 300 pounds. It had 100 eggs in it. That's the problem, friends. These people are getting these reptiles, and when they get too big, they let them go. They let them go. And they populate, and they are not native to Florida, and they're destroying our habitat. Good. People are upset. I want to own a snake. Fine. Go somewhere where they let you own a snake. You're not doing it here. I just think that's probably the best answer to that. 850-771-0049. You want to own a snake? Fine. Own a snake that is native to Florida. Or I don't know. I don't think there's another answer. Bygone python, no doubt. I hate snakes. My dad would say there's only 5 kinds of snakes he don't like. Big ones, small ones, live ones, dead ones, and sticks that look like snakes. And I agree. A recent spate of overly eager tropical cyclones may lead to an earlier start to the hurricane season, pushing up the official first date of May 15th from the traditional kickoff of June 1st. So 15 days earlier, because climate change is kicking our butt. The jump-starting dates will be discussed at the World Meteorological Organization meeting next month. It can mean daily tropical weather forecasts issued by the National Hurricane Center will begin as early as May 15th. Well, they said that in 2020, they issued 36 special tropical weather outlooks before June 1st. Now, didn't affect, and it didn't make any hurricanes, but how you doing, Stephanie? What do you mean 3rd time's a charm? Trying to get on? I don't know what that means. A Florida golfer was found dead on Sunday and was believed to have drowned after falling into a golf club pond while searching for his lost ball. That, my friends, is dedication. Hermelio Jasmines, 74 of Lutz, was found by a law enforcement dive team submerged in the water near his putter. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators say the evidence suggests that he may have fallen into the water and drowned. Deputy spoke with friends who said that he likes to search the course for lost golf balls. Oh, gotcha. I understand now. So that's dedication. Drowning, looking for your golf ball. You can have it. I don't get people. I don't understand them. 850-771-0049. An elementary school student who attends Myrtle Beach Elementary School in South Carolina visited the school nurse for COVID-19-like symptoms and was placed in a storage closet to isolate them from other students. District officials say the storage closet was used because of lack of spacing. In a statement to Fox TV stations, officials said that some areas within the school health rooms have been repurposed as isolation areas for symptomatic students. So, here's my question. Schools, if you don't have areas for isolating symptomatic students, don't use a closet. If you did that at home, if you put your child in a closet at home and shut them in there for hours, CPS would become calling. Yes? You'd have some explaining to do, but the school's okay because it's us, and we can shut kids in closets because they're symptomatic. Now, the other part too is parents. Do you want your children shut in closets at school for potentially hours until you get off work and come get them? I don't think so. I don't think so. Locked, shut the kid in a closet. Why take them outside places 6 feet? I don't know. Because they need isolation areas. And so they use a storage closet. Sit on the mop bucket. That's what you do. 850-771-0049. U.S. advisory panel has endorsed the new one-dose COVID-19 vaccine from Johnson & Johnson as a third option to bolster the national effort against coronavirus pandemic. Advisors to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have voted overwhelmingly to recommend the vaccine for adults 18 years old and up. The ruling followed emergency clearance of the vaccine by U.S. regulators a day earlier. Members of the group emphasized that all three vaccines now available in the U.S. are highly protective. Listen to this. They're highly protective against the worst effects of the virus, including hospitalization and death. Now, was that how that was presented to us when the vaccines rolled out? And the answer to that is no. They're 94% effective, right? 94% effective against a virus that hurts, kills less than 2% of the population. Now, you have, look at how they word it. Again, it protects against the worst effects of the virus. It's a highly protective against the worst effects of the virus. And you don't know that. You have no track record to know that at all. But on the other flip side of this, would you not rather have a 1 dose than a 2 dose? I mean, inconvenience and I don't know. I'm not for either one of them, but I find this rather interesting. But look at how they word it. It's highly effective against the, and they said, hey, you'll not get it. And that was how it was put across. We need to stop the virus, and it'll protect you from getting the virus. That's what they said. That's what they said. That's not what they're saying now. California lawmakers are considering a bill that would penalize department stores for separating children's toys, clothing, and other items by gender. Under the bill introduced by Assemblyman Evan Lowe, a Democrat, department stores with 500 or more employees would be subject to a $1,000 fine if they do not correct a violation of these provisions within 30 days of receiving a written notice of the violation. Stores would not have to change their products, but the products would not be displayed based on how they have traditionally been marketed for either boys or girls. Lowe, who originally introduced the bill last year, said he conceived of the idea from one of his staffers. This is an issue of children being able to express themselves without bias. So what happened was the staffer went with their child to a store, and they were in the boys department, and she said, how come I can't find it? And she's a child. This is a child, a small child. How come we can't find stuff for me in here? So I think it's probably just you, Butch. Refresh. So now you're going to be fined. If you're a department store, you're going to be fined if you have the girls in one section and the boys in another section. Girls' toys, boys' toys. So you'll have the G.I. Joes with the Barbies. You'll have play makeup kits and kitchen sets with dump trucks. You'll be fined. It's an issue of children being able to express themselves without bias. And Mr. Potato Head has no wee-wee now. Mr. Potato Head is an it. Mr. Potato Head has no sex, and now it's just Potato Head. What the heck is going on? I want to warn you. Here, I want you to hear this. When you wipe out the truth of sex, because all these things, they are trying to erase what truth is. When you have no truth, you've lost everything. Oh, it's my truth. It's your truth. Yeah, it's your truth. That's not my truth. And when you erase truth, and they are trying to erase truth, there's no gender, or there's 100 genders, and you can't have boys' clothes and girls' clothes separated. You have to have them together because that's bias. Do you understand what's going on? Do you understand the attack? This is the most insidious thing ever. 850-771-0049. Oh, hold on to your heads. Boston public school officials said that a program with advanced learning classes would be canceled over concerns that the classes serve several disproportionate racial groups. The program, known as Advanced Work Classes, was intended to serve high-performing students in the 4th, 5th, and 6th grades. Students are encouraged to study their subjects in a deeper, non-traditional manner. School officials became concerned when reports showed that the program was disproportionately serving white students and underserving Black and Hispanic students. The district analysis found that more than 70% of the students in the program were white or Asian, while nearly 80% of the students in the district are Hispanic or Black. This is just not acceptable, said school committee member Lorna River in a school meeting in January. I've never heard these statistics before, and I'm very disturbed by them. Well, why don't you put a swift kick up the teacher's backside and have them work harder with these students? Because why are you punishing the performing students? I don't care what gender they are. I don't care what race they are. If you are going to now get rid of the program because the ones you don't think should be in it are in it, then that's not the kids' problem. That, my friends, is your problem. That goes to the school district. You don't solve the problem by getting rid of the thing that pointed out the problem. It is for advanced learning. And it is a privilege for those students to be in it. So if you don't have the races that you want in it, so now they're getting rid of the program. That solves everything. It is dumbing down. Oh. Kate says, instead of sorted out boys and girls who spend hours in the store rummaging through all the products. Yep. Yep. No, actually, it makes me spend less. I get frustrated. Okay, believe this or not, I have ADD. Ross, dress for less. I can't do it. Dirt cheap. I would murder somebody in there. Can't do it. Too much chaos. 850-771-0049. But so you are going to get rid, you are going to dispose of a program where you are having, good students. It's an advanced learning because it's not racially equal. That's not the point of the thing. If you want to do racially equal stuff, do racially equal stuff. But don't punish the kids who are doing well. It's ridiculous. Okay, Jason, but look, I can't do it. I can't focus in there. State test is supposed to even the scores with all races. Well, which is dumb as well. Here's a black test for you. Here's a Hispanic test for you. Here's a white test. I don't know. 850-771-0049. You get it. You get it. That's the stupidity of all of it. It's all dumb. All right. So let's talk stimulus. There you go. Money, 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 money. Oh, really? Not so much. The House voted early Saturday to pass President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief package, a step to implementing his vision for bringing the pandemic under control. When the majority of it doesn't go to COVID stuff. Just days after the U.S. crossed the tragic milestone of 500,000 deaths. The Democratic-controlled House voted 219-212 to approve the bill, which includes $1,400 direct payments, a $400 a week federal unemployment bonus, a per-child allowance of up to $3,600 for 1 year, and billions of dollars to distribute to coronavirus vaccines and to assist schools and local governments, and to do all kinds of things that are not associated with COVID. The vote split largely on partisan lines, with every Republican voting against the measure and just 2 Democrats joining the Republicans. The bill now goes to the Senate, where a provision to raise the minimum wage is likely to be removed, but the rest of the package is in good shape to pass, as Democrats are using a process that doesn't require Republican support. The aid package includes a fresh round of stimulus checks worth $1,400 for individuals earning less than $75,000, and a major expansion of the long-standing child tax credit. Between those 2 provisions, some American families could receive as much as $14,000. Under the legislation, most American parents would receive $3,000 a year for every child 6 to 17, and $3,600 a year for every child under age 6. Families are normally entitled to up to $2,000 annually in refundable tax credits per child, an amount that was doubled by Republicans in 2017 with the passage of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. So a family of 4 could possibly get up to $14,000 a year. Holy smokes, people. Where do we get this kind of money? Yeah, rail project, Schumer's bridge. These people are just the worst. They are the worst. So many foxes in the hen house. Well, that's what happens when you do uncontrolled mail-in balloting. That's what happens. And when you control the media. 850-771-0049. Senator Rick Scott is taking aim at establishment Republicans who he charges are trying to take the GOP backwards. Speaking Friday at the Conservative Political Action Committee, the chair of the National Republican Senatorial Committee charged that the Washington establishment breathed a sigh of relief when President Trump left town. There are plenty of people in Washington who are hoping that we can go back to regular order, go back to where the Republican Party used to be. They want to retreat to a safe space. Scott a potential 2024 GOP presidential contender, argued we can go backwards. Now, no, they aren't retroactive. Sorry, Corey. So, does Rick Scott have a chance in 2024? Now, I want you to remember this. I want you to think about this. Run this around in your brain. You have your post-President Trump, who, whether you agreed with him or not, was by far the most interesting president we've ever had. Now you go to Joe Biden, who has to look on the inside band of his underwear to remember what his name is. And do you want Rick Scott, who has the personality and the charisma of a snail? I don't think so. No, I can't. Not even then. Not even then do I want Rick Scott. Ever would I want Rick Scott. He's, number one, he's not a conservative. He's not a conservative. Look at when he was governor. He's not a conservative. Now, he puts on some conservative airs when it's convenient for him. He's not a conservative. And, oh my gosh, I have socks with more personality than he does. And I just wear white socks. Yeah. Rick Scott, no. No. Cold leftovers. You are correct. Oh, now hold on to that thought about DeSantis. We will get to that. We will get to that in just a moment. Oil production has paused or has decreased significantly. Now they're saying oil could go up to $190 a barrel by 2025. Well, it's not good for you. When the pandemic started more than a year ago, the demand for oil also decreased, causing West Texas to produce less. They're squeaking out every barrel of oil they can in the United States, and they're still not going, and they're still going down. At the rig count, everything is coming down. Now you got 600 or 700,000 coming out of the Permian, and normally there's 4 or 5 million, said Young. Oil and gas experts say gas prices could reach $3 to $4 per gallon by the end of the year. $3 to $4 a gallon by the end of this year. So you go from right at $2 a gallon when Trump was in office to $3 to $4 a gallon. Back to the Obama era. Back to the Obama era. Great. Yep. Rick Scott stunk as a governor. No to Rick Scott. He just needs to stay a senator. You're fine right there. Republican, and we do air quotes, Bill Cassidy from Louisiana, warned Sunday that the Republican Party will face continued election losses if the GOP maintains its loyalty to former President Donald Trump. Cassidy was unanimously censured by the Louisiana Republican Party earlier this month after voting to convict Trump at his impeachment. Speaking to CNN's State of the Union, that tells you exactly what he is. If he's speaking on State of the Union on CNN, it tells you what he is. Cassidy explained the Republican Party faced critical losses under Trump's leadership. Over the last 4 years, we lost the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the presidency, Cassidy said. That's not happened in a single 4 years under a president since Herbert Hoover. Cassidy added that campaigns are about winning, and if Republicans want to win in the future, they must look beyond Trump. In fact, Cassidy said losing will be the result in 2022 and 2024 if Republicans continue to idolize Trump. So, I believe that you can argue this however you want to. Trump lost because there were irregularities. Look, they changed election laws without going through legislature. It happened. It happened in several states. More than that, but it affected 5 states. They changed the election laws without going through the state legislature, which is unconstitutional. Yes? Yes. So whether you agree with the mail-in ballots, whatever, they changed the election laws. And the media and social media were all in it. All in it. Just saying. How would Cassidy know election fraud? Yeah. Oops. And the Democrats have lost what's left of their minds. Oh, so yeah. Here's the thing: is the Democrats are spiraling out of their minds. They are killing themselves for 2022. They are heading down. Wow. They know they're going to lose, and they are cramming as much stuff in as they possibly can. People need to stop all the baby whining crap and grow up and be adults. I agree, but what's that refer to? Former President Donald Trump handily won the Conservative Political Action Conference straw poll. The annual CPAC straw poll serves as a barometer to potential presidential candidates. Before Trump delivered a speech on Sunday afternoon at CPAC in Florida, the results of the straw poll were released. Of the CPAC attendees, 62% said election integrity was the most important issue, followed by 48% who said constitutional rights were the utmost importance. 35% declared immigration was their top priority, and 32% said reopening the economy was most important issue to them. As for the direction of the Republican Party, 95% of conservatives at the political convention want to continue with Trump's issue agenda and policies moving forward. 95%. Trump presidential job approval was 97% with the CPAC crowd, including an 87% who strongly approved of the former president's job while he was in the White House. Let me ask you a question, Bill Cassidy. Do you think that sounds like the Republicans are going to take another direction? I don't think so. There were 68% of CPAC attendees who said Trump should run for president in 2024. 68%. If Trump was elected as president in 2024, he'd be 78 years old. That's the same as the current, what's-his-face, Joe Biden. The CPAC straw poll found that Trump was the overwhelming favorite candidate in 2024 at 55%. Republican Governor Ron DeSantis was the runner-up at 21%, followed by Republican South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem at 4% and Nikki Haley at 3%. So let me ask you a question. What do you think of a Trump-DeSantis ticket? What do you think of a Trump-DeSantis ticket? I think that'd be crazy awesome. 850-771-0049. Minneapolis officials are deeply concerned about how constituents could react to the upcoming trial regarding the police-involved death of George Floyd. So they're concerned because they know that the evidence stinks against the officer being responsible for the death of George Floyd. Because they know they have the forensic evidence. Jason would like Trump DeSantis. Trump DeSantis. Trump DeSantis. Yep. So, okay. So you have the people, the officials in Minneapolis, they know that the forensic autopsy on George Floyd came back that he had so much fentanyl in his system, he was a dead man walking. And they know that the kneeling on the neck did not kill him. And now they're concerned that there's going to be riots because they don't have enough to convict this cop. That's what they're saying. That is what they're saying. So Minneapolis is going to pay social media influencers to share city-generated and approved messages. Hear me. They're going to take these social media influencers and pay them money to put across messages that the city has approved. As for communities that do not typically follow mainstream news sources. On Friday, Minneapolis City Council approved $1,181,500 for public safety communications and engagement services related to the upcoming trials and the killing of George Floyd. Included in the more than $1 million in spending for the George Floyd trial, Minneapolis will be paying 6 social media influencers with large local following to share the city's messaging. Each influencer will be paid $2,000. The city's messaging will target ethnic minorities of African American, East African, Native American, Latino, Somali, Hmong, among an ethnic group from China and Southeast Asia. Enhanced partnerships with local media who reach into our underrepresented and underserved communities and residents who don't rely on mainstream media and city channels for their news. So propaganda, my friends, it's propaganda. No, I got it, Kim. Who's she going to go to, though? Some of us can't be bought. Floyd had a massive heart attack. Yep. And they will have riots because they don't get the justice that they want. Oh, violent protesters descended on Portland late Saturday, an almost weekly occurrence. This time, the rioting is over President Joe Biden's administration's reopening of the controversial migrant center designed to house minors who illegally entered the United States without their parents. So they opened us up. So these protesters are out there. Here's this. I'm going to show you some video. I pardon for any language that may be in it. Because Biden is putting children in cages. Oh, I'm sorry. Motel-like containers with bars on the windows. That's what it is. So there was that clip of video. Where I got another one here to show you. This is more of the chaos Saturday night. They're pushing away the cops. They're pushing the cops out of there. This is Antifa. Yeah. That's what's going on. That is what is happening in Portland because Biden is putting children in cages. Mm-hmm. It's only a riot when it's Trump's fault. I got you, Rebecca. I understand. Holy smokes, people. Hyatt Hotels responded to critics on Friday who demanded a boycott of the hotel chain over its decision to host the 2021 CPAC at the Hyatt Regency in Orlando. So because they're hosting CPAC, they are being boycotted. A spokesperson for Hyatt said it's committed to providing a safe and inclusive environment to care for people so they can be their best. The statement further added that Hyatt believes in diversity of thought, which made hosting CPAC a no-brainer. We take pride in operating a highly inclusive environment, and we believe that the facilitation of gatherings is a central element of what we do as a hospitality company. We believe in the right of individuals and organizations to peacefully express their views, independent of the degree to which the perspectives of those hosting meetings and events at our hotels align with ours. Our own values support a culture that is characterized by empathy, respect, and diversity of opinions and backgrounds. And we strive to bring this to light through what we do and how we engage with those in our care. So the cancel culture is trying to shut out the Hyatt because they hosted CPAC. You get what I'm getting at? They are doing what they can to silence free speech. They're trying to silence free speech. They have a right to say it, but you don't have the right to give them the space to say it. If you do, we're going to boycott you. Fine, whatever, up yours. Are you tired of the cancel culture? Are you tired of all this? Because this is only going to continue. It's going to continue. In a Friday interview with the Associated Press, White House climate advisor Gina McCarthy harshly criticized officials in Texas for failing to properly protect their residents from power outages in the face of last week's winter storm. She warned that such storms are likely to become a more common event in the future. Oh, good. Specifically, McCarthy faulted Texas for not being connected to the national power grid, which she blamed for the extent of the power outages. At least 40 people died during the storm, and a number of those deaths are believed to have been caused specifically by power outages. Yes, because the windmills froze up, you stupid piece of. Now's not the time for me to be pointing fingers. However, I'm going to. But clearly the United States has always done best when it worked together and relied on one another. And I think Texas might have a real opportunity and probably ought to think about making sure they join with their neighbors in an interstate grid system that allows them flexibility and helps them help their neighbors when the time comes. So I'm not pointing fingers, but I am going to point fingers. Texas needs to be part of the national grid. No, Texas needs to get rid of windmills and solar panels as their main source. That's the issue. It froze up. Now, this is the climate czar, and so they're going to blame global warming for that. You know, you understand. It's global warming, and you be part of the national grid so we can kill more people. There you go. Wow. Oh, this is awesome. So CNN reporter Jim Acosta is at CPAC. All right. I want you to see this. He is confronted at CPAC over his network's coverage of the scandals besieging the Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo. Check this
Jim,
out.
I'm Dave Marcus from The Federalist. When are you guys going to start covering Cuomo?
Conducting an interview.
When are you guys going to start covering Cuomo?
We do.
No, I'm asking you a serious question.
We do, but David,
no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
We do.
No, you don't. He killed 10,000 people and is accused of sexual assault.
Let me just finish.
And you guys want to talk about Ted Cruz?
If you don't mind.
So when are you going to start covering
Cuomo?
This
interview,
I can do it this way, maybe. Just because he's rude, I'll be rude.
Sir,
so
let me just finish this interview, and then I'll talk to you, okay? If you don't mind.
What do you mean, no?
I mean, no.
Well, then, excuse me. I have an interview.
Yeah? What are you going to box me out? You're not tall enough. When are you going to start covering it, Jim?
So,
When's CNN going to deal with Cuomo?
We are covering it. I don't
No,
know
you're
what
not. No, you're not. You're not.
Well,
You're not.
okay. We agree to disagree.
No, we don't agree to disagree. You're not covering Cuomo.
I'm sorry, but
What do you think about what do you think about it? What do you have to say about Cuomo?
I'm here to do a job right now. To talk to you.
You have plenty to say about Trump. Nothing to say about Cuomo?
I'm here to do a job.
What do you have to say about Cuomo? Nothing?
Yeah,
Nothing,
what job?
Right? You have nothing to say about Andrew Cuomo.
Isn't your
The emperor?
in the background, someone says, "Isn't your job reporting, Jim?"
Okay, then we see it. Then we see it.
At least you don't rat on your friends.
Then we see it. Yeah, that's good.
That's amazing. So he's in the middle of an interview, and this guy just starts pounding him. And CNN needs to answer that. They need to answer it because they're not reporting on Cuomo because he's Chris Cuomo's brother. Pretty amazing. That is pretty amazing. 850-771-0049. Don't you love that kind of stuff? I love it. White House plans to roll out a new policy starting today that would charge journalists $170 to take a COVID test every time they enter the grounds. $170. And reporters in the press corps and beyond are not happy about it. The Washington Post revealed the plan, reporting that the Biden administration is getting pushback from media outlets, large and small, who are unhappy about being asked to pay the government what could amount to tens of thousands of dollars for the privilege of doing their jobs. The Biden administration says the tests are just too expensive for the White House to keep paying. Here's what needs to happen is we're not going to cover you. We're not going to cover you. We're going to just look at the news, and we're going to just at what comes out of the press corps, and we're just going to hammer you because you are doing $170 each time, every day, twice a day, 3 times a day. Oh my gosh. COVID tests are free. Well, they do cost people money. There's an expense to it. You got to process it and all that stuff. So it does cost, but you know, we're giving it away to free to millions of Americans. I don't understand. What else is going on? President Donald Trump announced Sunday during a speech at CPAC that moving forward, he was going to work on getting certain kinds of Republicans elected to office. And he named specific Republicans in the House and Senate that he'll be likely targeting. I'll be actively working to elect strong, tough, and smart Republican leaders, Trump said. Now more than ever is a time for tough, strong, and energetic Republican leaders who have spines of steel. We need strong leadership. We cannot have leaders who show more passion for condemning their fellow Americans as they have ever shown for standing up to Democrats, the media, and the radicals who want to turn America into a socialist country. Then he named those in the Senate and House that he'll likely be targeting moving forward. The Democrats don't have grandstanders like Mitt Romney, Ben Sasse, Richard Burr, Bill Cassidy, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, Pat Toomey, Tom Rice, Adam Kinzinger, Dan Newhouse, Anthony Gonzalez, Fred Upton, Jamie Herrera, Peter Mayer, John Katko, David Vallado, and Liz Cheney. He named them all. He named them all. You gotta love that. All right, I got a couple other pieces of video here to show you. I want you to see this. This is Joe Biden. He was in Houston. He was touring there, the devastation from the winter storm, and it's warmed back up there now. And so he was great to be there. But I want you to listen to this. This man frightens me to death. Listen to this.
He's getting on a plane. He told me he came in to see me last event. And Representatives Shirley Jackson Lee, Al Green.
That'd be Sheila Jackson Lee, not Shirley Jackson Lee.
Excuse me. Pinnell. And what am I doing here? I'm going to lose track here. And
what am I doing here, he says.
Judge Hidalgo, thank you all for welcoming us. And Jill and I wanted to visit Texas today.
Wow.
For a couple of reasons. First and foremost.
Wow. Holy smokes, people. What am I doing here, he says. He doesn't even know the people who are there. What do you say about this? How can they defend this mental pygmy? Right? How do they defend that? What am I doing here? Well, evidently you're not reading very well. People. This guy, completely off the rails. What a train wreck of a human being. This is President Trump yesterday at CPAC and talking about transgender sports. I know Jason says, I'm glad I missed that sideshow. Well, Kamala, as Joe Biden was walking off the stage, Kamala says, "Where's your mask?" He goes, "Oh," and turns around and goes back to the desk to get his mask off the platform podium. Yeah, train wreck. This is President Trump talking about transgenders in
other oil-producing countries, and a massive loss for the United States and our great citizens. Joe Biden and the Democrats are even pushing policies that would destroy women's sports. A lot of new records are being broken in women's sports. Hate to say that, ladies, but got a lot of new records. They're being shattered. You know, for years, the weightlifting, every ounce is like a big deal for many years. All of a sudden, somebody comes along and beats it by 100 pounds. Boom, boom. Now, young girls and women are incensed that they are now being forced to compete against those who are biological males. It's not good for women. It's not good for women's sports, which worked so long and so hard to get to where they are. The records that stood for years, even decades, are now being smashed with ease. Smashed. If this is not changed, women's sports, as we know it, will die. They'll end. It'll end. What coach, if I'm a coach, you know, I want to be a great coach. What coach, as an example, wants to recruit a young woman to compete if her record can easily be broken by somebody who was born a man? Not too many of those coaches around, right? If they are around, they won't be around long because they're going to have a big problem when their record is, we're 0-16, but we're getting better. No, I think it's crazy. I think it's just crazy what's happening. We must protect the integrity of women's sports. So important. Have to.
Look, how do the Democrats define themselves as being pro-female, feminists, right? when they are doing everything they can to destroy the feminist agenda. The transgender thing totally destroys the feminist agenda, because these are not women. These are men with mental problems that like to wear girls' clothes. That's what it is. It is not, they are not women. They are not women. They're not she's, they're not hers, they're not they's. It's men who are sexually confused. That's what a transgender is. I don't care what your preferred gender is. You have and you're a male. And that's how it works. That's how, I find it amazing that the party of science ignores the science of biology. The party of science, oh, we got to follow the science. This administration is going to follow the science. Really? Well, the science shows that that's a man. That's what science shows. Science shows that because they're born with male parts, that's a male. That one's born with female parts, that's a female. There's no confusion on that. None. No confusion on that. That's not a male. That's a woman. That's not a female. That's a guy. And because they have guy DNA, because they have girl DNA, that's what they are. They cannot choose their gender. I don't care if you want to intermingle the clothing in the stores, it doesn't change anything. I don't care if you want to mix the G.I. Joes with the Barbies, it doesn't change anything. They still are what they were born. For the love of God. Let's common sense has left the building in the Democratic Party. You tell me one common sense thing that the Democrats are doing. And there isn't one. There's not one. And all they are doing is trying to just muddy the water. If I was a parent of a girl, buddy, and she wanted to play sports, I would demand that there's no transgenders. I don't care if it's another school. I'm sorry, we're not participating. We're out. Because that's a guy. And we're not, they want to do it, go run guys track. Because I want you to remember this. I want you to remember this. Remember how the girls all wanted to come into the guys' sports, right? So we gave them their own thing. And that was fine. Everybody's cool. And now these he, she's, these it's are wanting to join the female sports, and it's wrong. It's wrong. Look inside your pants. Understand science, science, science. Science states you're a guy. Live with it. They are showing this true stupidity. Democrats have lost their marbles, if they ever had any. All right, kids, it's good to be back. Again, keep my family in your prayers if you would. We have a funeral on Wednesday, and but I'll be here all week. So thank you for your prayers, the cards, the messages. I truly appreciate it. Everybody's been wonderful, and there's nobody like you risers. And share the video, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. All right. Whew! God bless you. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic Monday, and stay strong. All right, kids. Bye.